We said very early on this channel that the people who will be most inconvenienced by the introduction of the new notes and the demonetizing of the old Kenya shillings 1,000 notes will be ordinary Kenyans, and not the people actually targeted, the corrupt, the people who have stashed away billions of shillings. Those guys are not going to feel the pinch. And that is exactly what is unfolding as we speak. But before we go into that, just a quick one. In my last video, in my previous video, I gifted all you wonderful people out there that are regulars on this channel with what I consider the gift of the century. The Mboya documentary, that actually solves the mystery of that assassination. And not only that, it explains a lot of the problems we still face in Kenya today. It unearths the ghosts, the very deadly ghosts, that still hold the country captive, so that we do not move forward, including that ghost all of us know, or that evil monster all of us know, called tribalism. I advise you, I highly recommend, if you've not yet taken it in, do so. It's the kind of documentary that will completely change you. And I'm not kidding. And I'm sure those who've already taken it in will vouch for me. Now, of course, I've received very good positive comments, including the fact that it was very detailed, very well researched. But I don't know if many people know that it took me 15 years of dead ends, frustrations, of following leads that don't pan out, etc., to actually come up with this documentary. Now, I just need to quickly mention a very interesting story related to this documentary. Very early on when I started off, I started getting anonymous tips that panned out every time. And this person who was giving me information was giving me very detailed information. And for over 1 year, I suspected that it was a certain journalist, whom I'm familiar with. But to cut a very long story short, I finally discovered who it was. And you'll not believe this. The widow of the late Mboya. She, of course, later passed on, but not before giving me some very valuable nuggets, some of which I did not use in the documentary. Like the fact that after the assassination of Mboya, when Kenyans were mourning and when Kenyans were in shock, people actually met for celebration, to celebrate the successful assassination of this great son of Kenya. Talk about impunity. These are some of the things that those who love Kenya, when they hear them, they just feel like giving up. But I'm afraid we can't give up, because this is our motherland. This is our country, and we must get it back. Anyway, make the time to take in that documentary. Make the time to claim your gift, because you deserve it. And some of you have even been saying, "Oh, Chris, you don't give us sensitive information." Well, this is it. Very sensitive. Make sure you take it in. And in case you like and appreciate what you actually view in that documentary, then I would recommend that you actually subscribe for my weekly intelligence briefings. Because they're on the same vein. They release very sensitive information about ongoing manenos in our dear country called Kenya. Details are on your screen right now. Anyway, on to today's video. The Central Bank of Kenya has sent circulars to the central banks of the neighboring countries. And the circulars have informed them that Kenya has a new currency, or rather has new currencies which are coming out, which are already in circulation. And more importantly, that the 1,000 shilling note will soon cease to be legal tender by October 1st. And they have therefore warned these governments to be careful, to be very wary of people who may want to use their currencies to launder all the Kenya shillings they have stashed away thus far. Now, of course, this circular makes absolute sense. Yeah, because I've even received word that actually there were movements, towards our bordering countries, which did not surprise me. Because I thought at the back of my mind, immediately this announcement was made, that one very easy way of getting rid of all those 1,000 shillings stashed in a warehouse somewhere was to go to a neighboring country, and convert it to the currency of either Tanzania shillings or Uganda shillings, and then wait and use those currencies to slowly convert to the new Kenya shillings 1,000 note. Well, that loophole has been firmly shut now, which is good. Yeah, all Kenyans of goodwill want to end corruption in our country, or at least reduce it to manageable levels. However, I keep wondering, and this is really nagging me. I keep wondering whether the government, and the central bank, in implementing this move, thought through the actions, and fully considered the repercussions and the consequences, especially on hardworking ordinary Kenyans, who are not targeted. Because you can imagine the immediate impact, of those circulars from the Central Bank of Kenya to neighboring countries is that it will be very difficult, virtually impossible, to exchange Kenya shillings for the currencies of our neighboring countries. Supposing you're traveling and you have Kenya shillings and you're crossing the border and say you want to convert 500,000 or 200,000, maybe you're a trader or a business person, and you want to convert that money into Tanzanian shillings so that you can buy goods, trade in Tanzania. That has now become very difficult. You see, money is very sensitive. It doesn't matter what the intentions are, but immediately there's a problem with a certain currency, people will shun that currency. Who wants to take a risk with money? Nobody. Bottom line, a lot of ordinary Kenyans, are already being inconvenienced, and in the days to come will be very inconvenienced. Now, I've lived in the neighboring countries, and I can confess to you, one of the things I used to do, I used to keep my money as much as possible in Kenya shillings, and for a very good reason. Now, take 50,000 Kenya shillings. That's over 1 million Tanzania shillings. That's a lot of notes to carry around. So if you're keeping about 100,000 in your house, for a rainy day, that's already 2 million Tanzania shillings. It makes more sense to keep it in Kenya shillings. And many Kenyans, residing in Tanzania, working in Tanzania, or working in Uganda, or residing in Uganda, will bear me out. They will agree with me. The long and short of all this currency drama, is that very many Kenyans, probably hundreds of thousands of Kenyans, are going to be inconvenienced. And for what? Because the big money boys are going to find a way around these rules. It is highly unlikely that the real crooks, are going to be caught up with. And then don't forget that people have gone to court. So we may go round and round in circles, and then at the end, the old 1,000 shillings note will remain, at least for another year or even 2 years. Because there's a very high likelihood, that the courts will rule that the new currency is unconstitutional, because it bears a statue of the founding father of the nation. In other words, there's a very high likelihood that after all this drama, all the suffering some Kenyans will go through, we will still end up with the old Kenya shillings 1,000 note. Gosh, that is frustrating. And once again we ask, why did those who are in charge of printing the notes, print a statue of the founding father of the president on the notes? Why? When they knew our constitution is very clear. And even if they want to argue that a statue is not a photograph, why take that chance? Why take a chance knowing very well somebody may, or rather the chances of being challenged are very high? Why not play it safe? Make sure there's no statue at all on the notes. Get the right angle of the KICC, the Kenyatta International Convention Center. Get the right angle with no statues, no images of persons anywhere nearby. Or is it because somebody somewhere wanted to make sure that there are two tenders for the printing of these notes? The first tender goes through court, maybe doesn't pass. So there's a second tender for fresh printing of Kenyan currency. Is that what the intention was? Is that what the objective was? Actually, knowing our country, the chances are extremely high that that is precisely what is going on here. Otherwise, how else do you explain this? Now, for those who still think that this is a very small matter, consider the following. The Kenyan economy is in serious trouble. We need all the trade that we can manage. But guess what? This currency issue will definitely impact on the trade with our neighbors. There'll definitely be a reduction in trade, especially with the very many small traders who earn a living by trading across the border, either with Uganda or Tanzania or even Rwanda. In other words, as a country, we are moving forward, or rather trying to move forward, and at the same time we are cutting our own feet. Anyway, what to do? Tuendelee kuvumilia kuwa Wakenya. We don't have any other option. Until next time, this is Kshs. Kumekucha.